Hey, Prashant, you exit from Zoom and see the YouTube live stream. That will be better. Okay.
I will get going, guys, in a minute.
All right. When you are about to start, hey, Prashant, you exit from
Okay,
Zoom.
Raja, all the best.
See the YouTube live stream. That will be better. Okay.
Okay,
Raja,
let me
you
try.
get going. Computer la kai vekkumbodhu. All right. When you are about to start, hey, Prashant, you exit from
Okay,
Zoom.
Raja, all the best.
See the YouTube live.
Okay, sure. Okay, folks, can we have everyone seated once you grab the plate?
REC Alumni Association.
Okay, folks, let's get started.
REC Alumni Association was created in 1992 to bring alumni under one roof for the dissemination and exchange of their experience, knowledge, and talents among its members and the students and faculty of the college. RECAL today has chapters in Chennai, Bangalore, Trichy, Singapore, UAE, and USA, and has conducted global alumni meets at Bangalore in 2010, Trichy in 2015, and Chennai in 2020. RECAL Foundation was registered in 2004 as a public charitable trust under 12AA of the Income Tax Act with approval under 80G of the Income Tax Act to provide tax benefits with Foreign Contribution Regulation Act FCRA approval for receiving funds from international donors. RECAL has been making a significant impact on the NIT Trichy ecosystem by building established RECAL chapters across various cities in India and abroad, a portal with a facility for alumni networking and interaction, event sponsorship for sports fed, inter-hostel tournament, International Day of Yoga, trophy sponsorship for various student activities such as Pragyan, Festival, NIT Fest, student club sponsorships, alumni mentorship, alumni cast, where a distinguished or key alumni interacts virtually with students, faculty, and other alumni. Fitness group, regular fitness events for running, cycling, yoga, trekking, etc. Student scholarships, 100 student scholarships being dispersed yearly. Outstanding Student Award. Heritage Center at NIT Trichy, located in the admin building. It's the first place of visit for dignitaries, alumni, and special guests to understand the past and set the context for their visit to the institute. Infrastructure of the institute. SCIENT Lab, Student Center for Innovation in Engineering and Technology, Internet of Things Lab. Construction of REC Middle School with 10 classrooms, faculty, and toilets. Research project funding for students and faculties. REC Cares, a recent initiative of the alumni of NIT Trichy from all over the world who have opened their hearts and purses to help the COVID affected here in India through the REC Cares initiative. Students, alumni families, faculty, contract laborers, and mess employees who have lost their livelihoods because of the pandemic crisis have been the beneficiaries. Within a short span, rupees 2 crores was raised and it served as financial aid to families of the alumni who lost their lives to COVID-19. Tuition fees for students who lost their parents or parents who lost their livelihood due to COVID. Non-teaching campus staff, mess workers, and security guards. Hope Counseling Program for students' mental well-being. Neighborhood Health Infra Fund for local primary health care and government hospitals. Provide oxygen concentrators at NIT Trichy Campus Hospital. For developing a mobile oxygen generator mounted on a truck to fill oxygen cylinders in hospitals and COVID care centers. Healthathon Research Fund, where innovative projects related to healthcare by students and departments are funded. NIT Trichy USA Chapter was incorporated as a non-profit organization in the state of California, USA. The chapter received its exemption for federal income tax under the Internal Revenue Services IRS and is officially a registered 501(c)(3) organization in USA. Rockford Ventures REC, a platform for the alumni by the alumni, is a committed attempt to develop a platform to leverage the global network of alumni in supporting entrepreneurial ecosystems founded and promoted by NIT alumni across many different industry sectors. The focus is to fund NIT alumni-promoted startups. Several alumni startups have pitched to REC, and one startup is being funded by a group of alumni investors facilitated by REC. Way forward, RECAL aims to make NIT Trichy a global brand with a target of raising 100 crores or 15 million USD by 2025 to execute 100 products or programs to benefit alumni, alma mater, students, and communities. RECAL believes it's all about giving back. And as the saying goes, we make a living by what we get. We make a life by what we give.
Good evening and a hearty welcome to one and all. My name is Raja Ranganathan. I'm the president of a batch of 1990 ECE and the president of NIT Trichy USA Chapter. Hope all is well with you and your extended families. The pandemic took almost 23 individuals, good souls from our alumni family. So in remembrance, I request you all to observe a 30-second silence for all the departed souls. Thank you. I'm excited to stand in front of you as I've been, planning this event for the past 3+ years. The last one we had, in fact, it was in 2018. After that, the pandemic started. Then we had GAM 2020. But I really appreciate, each one of you showing your support today to our RECAL and also for the alma mater. So now you saw the video. I think the video is just a glimpse. I think we will talk about RECAL and its impact that what we are creating to the communities and the alma mater throughout this session. So when we are thinking about what should be the theme for the event, so me, Mari, and when we are discussing, so we discussed different things and finally we came out to 2 things, right? NIT Trichy is one of the well-known brands. So how do we lift the brand NIT Trichy? And the second one is, how do we do our prime duty? When I say prime duty, giving back to the institution that help each one of us to, discover who we are and also helped us in our professional careers to where we are today. So today's event, I think, we have a exciting agenda. We have different alumni, I think, who's going to come onto the dais and just share a few things. So let me get started, right? In 1984, December, batch of chemical engineering, who went to pursue management to IIM Cal. He joined TSM, TS Mahalingam, a family business of pre-owned cars in 1988. So at that time, it was a single location with just 2 employees. And after he came from IBM, I think we took over that, IIM took over that business. And today, I think TSM is a well-diversified group with interest in automobile trading, distribution of financial and insurance products, real estate advisory and real estate development across South India, and employs 500+ people. An active angel investor, Vice President of Madras Management Association, Executive Council member of the Chennai Angels, past President of IIM Calcutta, Alumni Association, and he's also a music connoisseur and art lover, and he's the treasurer of Brahmagana Sabha in Chennai. With great pleasure, I'm happy to welcome Mahalingam, fondly called as Mali, President RECAL, to kick off the meet today. Mali.
Good evening, everybody. So nice to see so many people together in a room after such a long time for me. The last 2 years have been, as last by 2.5 years almost now, has brought many of us, all of us closer together in the virtual sense, but actually torn us apart in the physical sense. So a meet like this is really, I've done a couple of this in Chennai recently, and it's really energizing to see so many people in the room. And I would like to believe, and all of us will agree, that it's the power of the REC/NIT brand which brought us together. I'm here, we are here, me and Raja are here, and all of us are here to talk about the institute, our alma mater, NIT Trichy and RECAL. Let me start by thanking, with a note of thanks, because I want to make sure that this was possible due to many things, where RECAL is and what this event is about. First of all, I'd like to thank all of you to come here, despite many other things and COVID scare. So I think it's really nice of you to take time off and come here, and it gives us the energy that we could do a lot together. The people I've been speaking to, I tell them, and we are here because we would like to meet more of you and get more of you engaged with us in any which way you fit it is suitable for you. I would like to thank the Institute, the Director, Current Director, Dr. Ahila, Professor Subhayandi, and academic, the previous directors, Dr. Minnie Thomas, the earlier Dr. Sundarajan, Professor Mani Sundaram, and the previous presidents who set this up. Karthikeyan, Srinivasan, Ramanan, then you had PK, then you had Ananthakrishnan, then you had Rajan and Sai. What RECAL today is there is largely due to the efforts, the foundation they've built. The office bearers, our secretariat, Vani and Ganesh, Raja the RECAL USA chapter is really a big rock for us. Sai continues to be engaged with us in a big way. So all of them make what RECAL it is today. That being said, a few observations and then we'll move on to the more details of what we want to talk about today is at what REC was in our times or NIT was is traditionally we responded to two kinds of situations very well. When there was a lot of fun to be had or sports action to be had, we got together and organized events very well and responded very well. Be it Festember, be it sports meets, inter-hostel tournaments, or even Pragyan later. I think we put a lot of energy into it. Similarly, when things got tough, we were very good. So over the last 2 years, or 2.5 years, or even last 4 years, for example, when the Global Alumni Meet happened, we put together a really good show and we got some fantastic speakers. We got the Heritage Center launched there, funded, and we got it went live last year. So that was one positive energy which got us together. But more importantly, I think REC and NIT students are very good at responding to tough situation crisis. So when the COVID crisis happened, and I had actually recovered from a bout of COVID in the May of 21, and I was recording, speaking to Raja and speaking to Sai and everybody, and said we should do something about it. And immediately Raja said we should call it RECAL Cares, and we launched it. And the response from you guys was fantastic, I can tell you. Really, I think we collected 2 crores in 15 days, and the costs went for we will list, but obviously some of the costs are gut-wrenching stories of people who needed money for treatment or families who were very young alumni were lost. So it was really, it motivated us to do a lot, and it gave us the opportunity to interact with the institute. The Oxygen Generator Project, for example, the Healthathon Project, for example. All these things kind of gave us an insight into what was possible. Okay, so in many ways, it took me back to my REC days that most of the ideas we generated were when we were pushed to a corner. So we were in a crisis and it threw up so many ideas. That gave us the momentum to think of many of the things which we are doing today and plan to do going forward. So I think the momentum is set. And in a way, while we gave the heading of, see, what are we here for? Basically, we are here because we love our institute and we would like to give back to our institute. Okay, our heart is in REC Trichy or NIT Trichy. That's why we're here. And by being here, I mean not only people who are here, I request you to take this information to who you meet, because we really, whom I've spoken to, I've said, please engage with us in whatever way you can. In a way, I would like to call it the heart meets the head moment. Our hearts are here. We put our heads together and lend our hand and support in whichever way. I think the objectives of this exercise is make an impact on the NITT family. The RECAL Cares initiative was called for the NITT family, by the NITT family. Okay, that's how we look at it at RECAL. So we thought, use this occasion, objective being make an impact. There are students, as you will show, Raja and I will discuss later, who really, the profile of students today is very different from the profile of our times. So they need financial support, they need mentoring. So we will share some stories with you during the presentation, which are really gut-wrenching. To just give you an example, one of the scholarships we gave, the father was a juice seller in the streets of Moradabad. Okay, and he didn't have a computer, and he couldn't download the virtual papers on the phone. And we gave him a laptop, gifted him a laptop from RECAL from the 96 batch, and it really changed his life. So there are many people who need support from the alumni and the larger community. So we would like to make an impact not only on the students who need this, alumni, many of them will lost their jobs during COVID, for example, or families lost and they needed support. We have done wellness programs and psychological support programs. So the outreach is not just about money, it's about many things. All of you can contribute which way you want. So let the heart meet the head, and let the head, we put our heads together, and all of us will put our hands together to make not only an impact on the system, but the ultimate goal, as Raja started, was lift brand NIT. We can do it in multiple ways. There's something called an NIRF ranking, which the Institute where we are 9. So, which has various parameters like alumni support, for example, research support, for example, from alumni, research grants, number of PhDs, etc. We're going to give you a menu of things which we do. All of you can get back to us individually or whichever way, pass the message on to your friends. The idea is to make an impact on the NIT family and the communities around. We didn't make an impact during COVID on the communities around also. So, because the community has to survive and thrive for us to thrive in that ecosystem. And when I go back to campus these days, I can tell you it's a very different campus than what it was when I was there. If any of you know, it's close to 1,400, 1,500 students who pass out every year. 1753 students. In our batch, there were 200 students passing out. So there's a huge opportunity for us to do this. So let's put a heart to it, put our heads together, lend arm, and by lifting brand NIT, we do all the things which we need to for the rankings at one level. And all of you can be brand ambassador, already brand ambassadors, lifted internationally, because by that, all of us benefit. I think it's more than altruistic, it's selfish, if you ask me. If the brand NIT goes up, we feel good about it at an intangible level. At a tangible level, there's so much. There are jobs which become easier to access. Our network can provide jobs to each other. There are most institutes where if an alumni interviewing another alumni, it becomes easier. So let's lift brand NIT, not only for the reasons of feeling good about it, but for tangible reasons. I have a lot of my classmates in the room have done that bit. For example, Sita Raman was one of the larger contributors. Gopi participated in one of the alumni casts. So we're getting support. We want more people like that to come forward and support us in many things. Let's make NIT, I think it's great already, make it much greater and greater. That's why we're here. We're going to roll out by Raja and I talking about looking back, basically. And then there'll be a couple of sessions. Then we'll tell you looking forward. Over to you, Raja. Thank you.
Thanks. Thanks, Mani. That was very insightful. So I think you saw the video, right? I think there are many people, I think, keep hitting my WhatsApp chat and mailbox. What are the different initiatives? And many times I think people say, "Hi, I'm not part of the West Coast group or the East Coast group or the REC USA group," and things like that, right? So information dissemination is one of the key things. So, but we at REC, we have taken several initiatives. I just would like to just give you a perspective of what are the things that we have done, what are the different initiatives, what impact that we have created to the communities and the students. But before that, I think Mali quickly talked about how is the status of the college, right? I don't think how many of you here, I think, have visited the college, but if you look at from a credential standpoint, right? Are you able to see the slide? That's great. I think the institute has a plan, a strategic plan from 2019 to 2034. That is, I think, basically, I think they worked out a 15-year plan, strategy plan. Towards that, the key thing is NIRF ranking. How are we stacking among the after the IITs and definitely I think our college is coming with the picture, but NIRF ranking is very critical. Then, if you look at the number of courses we have added, more PhDs and more added more engineering disciplines.
How many PhDs a year do we pass?
I think many PhDs. I think I don't have the number. I think 200 plus.
200 plus PhDs pass out every year.
If you look at the graduates, I think as I said, 1,753 is an all-time record. I think I think we are breaking our own record. We're breaking our own record, and the institute has done 17,000 citations. In spite of the pandemic, I think it is last year alone, I think they did about 3,000. 70 patents filed in the last 2 years. This is all the institute has done it. I mean, of course, what alumni is doing is different. And 35 crores worth of funded projects have been executing. So far, they have received 300 crores. I think, right from Siemens to, to Cisco, everyone has, just funded the projects. So this is where we stand. And there's one more item which is called the PMRF ranking. So the PMRF ranking, I think we got 8 people from the institute last year to be part to get that that scholarship. That is something it's a bellwether, I think, that the entire institute education industry talks about. Okay, so what are the different entities of REC? Okay, RECAL is a single thing, REC Alumni Association. But if you look at RECAL Association is based in India. So that's the parent organization. Then we have RECAL Foundation. RECAL Foundation is a tax exempted, not for profit. So that means it can receive foreign money. And we have NIT Trichy USA Chapter, which is a 501c3. So a lot of people, I think, if you look at the entire RECAL camps, I think a lot of people that who donated all the money, I think we receive, and then we can give only to RECAL Foundation because that is the exception section 80G. In addition to that, the new baby is Rockford Ventures, which we will talk about little later. Then the next entity, I don't know how many people know about AIIC, Alumni Institute Interaction Cell. This was never in existence 3-4 years back. After Dr. Mini Shaji Thomas, I think, took over as a director of the institute, I think when Sai was the president, I think we said, if you want to compare IITs, how the alumni are, opening their wallet and, giving stock options to all the PhDs, etc. I mean, for professors, then we also need to have a conduit. That conduit needs to be strong. So that is why this AIC, Alumni Institute Interaction got instituted. And they are very key. Any money that we give, I think they are accountable for that. That means everything is monitored. They also work on the DA and the YA award, Distinguished Alumni and Young Alumni Achiever Award. I think they are responsible for that. And if one of you guys, you plan to take your family or to visit the campus, the campus well, but the campus has changed a lot. I think straight away, I think AIC will coordinate your trip and then do all the internal tours, etc. They also help us in setting up chapters, whatever the form that they can do. We have a new portal. I think the biggest problem, as I said, was communication. There was no communication. I think at least to my best of knowledge, 15 years back, 18 years back, the only thing everyone was using Yahoo Mail and Yahoo Groups for all the communication. I think Katni Venkat and Kumar Venkatramani, I think I was part of that group. But after that, I think, of course, social media came and, smartphones evolved. So then WhatsApp was, everyone is using WhatsApp, but still there is a limitation there. That's why we said, why don't we invest in a centralized portal, right? I think we compared different portals, Stanford to MIT to everything, and finally we designed the portal. But the sad part is we have only 4,000 people enrolled in the portal.
Raja, can I add something to that? Yeah. See, there are around 37,000 alumni, okay? And out of the 4,000, close to 2,000 are students in the 3rd and 4th year. See, I know it's hard for us to be on a million apps and a million portals, but what the portal can do is disseminate information and democratize information completely. See, we have many, for example, there's a request. I was speaking to Anusha here and she said she could offer internships to our students. Now, this kind of information is available in a central location like the portal. The college could access it and we could do action it immediately. But the problem is right now, all the communication is restricted largely within batch or branch WhatsApp groups as they go. So the request is, I know it is a bother to register in another app or portal. Please do, because it'll help all of us more to disseminate information, get network, offer job opportunities, funding opportunities, startup opportunities, entrepreneurship opportunities, and even help for people who move from city to city. The request is not only you tell all your friends to register in the portal. Many of us are, but please do.
Yeah. Thanks, Mali. So, in fact, I think we are ensuring all the students who are in the 3rd year and the 4th year, from that time itself we started we are asking them to enroll. In fact, student registration is more than today, I think more than the alumni registration. I think the portal link is simple, NIT Trichy alumni.org. Just it takes 2 minutes, your name, you're not taking any sensitive information, your batch, and I think then email, that's all. So it's a 2 minute, but once you do that, I think following the 3C principle, right? Connect, communicate, and collaborate, and it's a one-stop shop. Okay, scholarships. Scholarship is, I think I would say that is the nerve center of, with the RECAL's very existence. Last year, when I say last year, 2021, we gave close to about 98, 93 or 98 scholarships.
89 scholarships and 30 lakhs are approximately.
Yeah, 30 lakhs, 30 lakhs. So now the plan for going forward is, I think this is not sufficient. I think we are missing out so many people. And of course, if you look at from the scholarship, the RECAL gives on its own. In addition to that, the batches gives. 1974 batch has their own Ranga scholarship fund. That's the name. One of their batchmates, I think he passed away, so the fund is in his name. Like that, every batch has their own scholarship to the student community. In addition to that, the new trend which we are seeing is individuals who are coming forward to give scholarship, okay, in their family name, which is a revolving, every year they wanted to give some X amount and then that is dispersed. So the good part is, if you want to contribute to the scholarship, you have the full, first right of refusal to look at the candidates and the grades, and you have the option to talk to them. So there is a serious committee, I think, Professor
Anantaraman.
Yeah, Anantaraman, I think, of the chemical department. He is part of that committee. I think
He's also an alumni.
He's also an alumni, right? So he ensures that all those the discipline is taken care. Okay.
So this scholarship number is growing and the demand is growing. And to give you one more insight, we have restricted ourselves to undergraduate scholarship. There's a lot of demand for scholarship from postgraduate and other students also.
In addition to the scholarship, I think we also, RECAL gives, I think on the Institute Day, we give student awards. I think we give for the best outgoing student. In fact, for 2021, I think 22, Madhav Agarwal and Shweta Venkateshwaran, these two people. So this is big cash and plan and things like that. We do that. So the why I'm trying to highlight is, though we are giving it for two people, but on the Institute Day, I think we see a big bunch of crowd from the alumni going to the campus and just spending time with the professors at the same time. Please.
See, just one more thing on this awards and scholarships bit. It's possible for each of you to be involved in the selection process when we talk to the students. And believe me, these are very enriching experience. Both the scholarship gives you perspective, and the outstanding award students, some of these kids are really outstanding. I've been on those interview things. If any of you are interested, you do communicate with Raja or whoever, because we look for people who can be part of the selection committee. It's expected somebody may not be able to sponsor the whole thing. We come to the detail during the discussion, if you don't mind.
Yeah,
30,000 rupees a student normally. That's what it is. Okay.
30,000.
We'll give you a ballpark number, but we'll give you more details. Yeah.
But our plan Babala is to increase from 100, we are giving
300 scholarship
to 300 because we are
so
missing
we need
out.
330,000 for 90 lakhs. Not as individuals, but as a group.
Okay. RECAL cares, I think you saw in the video, Mali talked about it. This is in a short span. I think everybody supported, I think opened their wallets.
I should give a standing ovation to
we collected 2 crores. I think, the big applause to all the people who contributed to the RECAL cares.
And I can tell you 50% came from this room.
Yeah, correct. There are some big donors that, who gave a big check, matching. In addition to that, they also motivated the batchmates. Right. So that is why I think, we were able to, everything, the entire project ran for 45 days.
Can the 84 batch brag a bit, Raja?
Oh, go ahead. Okay. Okay. But I want to personally,
now you have Sita
I want to personally thank Sita for his
big donors.
Sriram and all those guys. I think, starting with a big thanks. Okay, so we did quite a lot of things, right? I think if you look at from RECAL cares, I think just the picture tells, I think we distributed groceries, we set up oxygen, as you see there, I think there's an oxygen concentrator plant. In fact, that was sponsored by, once again,
to give you perspective, Federal Bank, Sham Srinivasan organized.
Federal Bank, Sham Srinivasan.
Part of the CSR budget, basically.
Yeah.
We have a staff with Bhaskar and us here. Yeah.
And of course, we also did a lot of vaccination camps, as a part of that. But not only we supported within the institute, we also around Tuvakudi, all the small villages. There also, I think we went there and all the primary care hospitals, I think we supported them a lot. We distributed groceries.
Just to
and
give
things
you an
like that.
idea, all the mess, temporary workers in the mess had lost their jobs. So we provided provisions for them, supported them on other things, and actually we supported livelihoods in other ways also.
So in addition to the money is one part, taking care of them. We also just, took care of the, the mental health and the stress and the students and, the alumni that are going through. I mean, a lot of people, if you take our alumni, a lot of people, I think, lost their jobs and they went into depression. So we started this positivity series.
Yeah.
I think,
So we had a yoga session and Dr. Madhumita assuaging fears about rumors on COVID, basically. So it was a whole package, so to say.
and Vijaya
Vijaya
Kalyan,
Kalyan, one of our alumni did a yoga session.
Of course, Sita also part of one of the chat. And he also talked about, how to navigate this unprecedented times. Alumni cast. So this is when I want to lift the brand, this is the power. I think we started this once again. It is a COVID baby. During the COVID only we started. Initially we started.
To give you perspective, it was time during COVID at that point of time to lift the spirits. Basically. Yeah.
So we brought, the personalities and, the alumni who are creating big impact in whatever the field they have chosen. So we have right from Ravi Sanaredi, TV.
Oh, you have a couple of speakers here. Gopi Kalil.
Gopi Kalil was one of the alumni cast speaker. And we have Raj Iyer. I don't know how many people attended Raj Iyer. He's the CIO of Pentagon. He's a batch of 19. Yadu, it's your batch. He's your batch.
80.
Oh, 92 batch. Okay. So Raj Iyer, Jayashree Singh, I think she's chief scientist, Hall of Fame at 3M, batch of 1918, and she was there. So now,
we had Narendran OCI president.
It's
Tata Steel.
Tata Steel president. Anyway, so this was one of the, I would say it's a big hit alumni cast. Okay, for the past 2 months, I think we have stopped that. Otherwise, we are doing every month.
That's true.
2 months.
Yeah. The idea was during the Zoom days or the COVID days when we were not able to get people to come and speak in the institute or in Chennai or here. There's a great opportunity to access people who could not have traveled otherwise also. These days, many of them want to travel. The idea is to showcase, many of our alumni actually didn't know these people are from REC or NIT Trichy, I can tell you. It was revealing, so it enhanced the feel-good factor, and the Narendran presentation, many of them said they felt inspired by the conversation.
In fact, K.R. Sridhar, Bloom Energy, CEO, I think when his session was one of the most received, and in fact, he went to the extent of showing his final year project work. Still, I think he has that, whatever the blue color, the binder we all do, right? I think he was showing that. So, alumni cast will continue, and we'll have more qualities, coming on that platform. This is hot from the press, okay? Her name is Gandhi Shivakumar. She's my classmate. Her name has gone into the prolific inventor. We all need to be proud because she's the first rectian to get into this list. 275 patents she has filed, 204 published. Big shout out to Gandhi Shivakumar. But we are going to do the press release, this weekend. But I thought, let me take the privilege of, putting this in the Bay Area Alumni Meet. Then tomorrow we have a Dubai Alumni Meet. We also wanted to use them. Women in NIT. So Anusha and all the women folks out here, I think you should be part of this forum. This is a separate thing which I think the RECAL is helping to promote more women in NIT in forms of lectures and mentorships and things like that. So in addition to that, now the fun part, we also participate in the sports meet, different marathons and which we had.
Then RECAL sponsors the RECAL student run. We call it the RECAL run. Go ahead. In college, we sponsored as a batch from 84. We sponsored the inter-hostel tournaments, sports tournaments this year. So there are many opportunities for nostalgia's sake also, I think. Yeah.
And NIT Fitness, I think fitness camp, I think Raj and Krishna Sai, I think they have conducted a lot of camps, in Kodaikanal and Elagiri and
we have cyclathon, we have a run.
Cyclathon run. Okay. We also participate in all the Silver Jubilee and Golden Jubilee. I think RECAL plays a very critical role. The why RECAL plays a critical role in Silver Jubilee and Golden Jubilee. In fact, I think we have Gopal Ranganathan, they are going to do their Golden Jubilee, I guess. So at the time, I think they all wanted to contribute, give back to the institute. That's where RECAL tells what are the different, products or initiatives I think they can fund. So every batch has their own way of, collecting money and just giving. So we do participate in all the.
For example, the 71 and 70 batches want to do it for the middle school or the primary school on campus.
Yeah. So because we don't have an English medium school in the campus, it's only a Tamil medium school. So their plan is to set up an English medium school. Okay. Then in addition to that, while there are some batch initiatives. When I say, for example, if you take the batch of 90, so we have, I'm from 90, so we have something called SIGNT. SIGNT is a, it's a lab just to, ideate, innovate, and inspire. A lot of people come and just do their, hands-on projects, get their dirty, and just, do the proof of concept, etc. Then the batch of 81 has got the Internet of Things lab. In addition to that, some alumni have gone, beyond the call of duty and just donated something, in the form of, for example, this one is a 10K solar kilowatt solar plant to the NIT Heritage Center. Maybe next time when you go, I think you guys should go there. This is the first, stop shop when you get into the campus. Whoever is coming to the campus, it talks about the memorabilia, the past, and the Hall of Fame, and the distinguished, award list. Everything you can see that.
It's getting ready, guys. So it should be ready. The next 2-3 months will be inaugurated towards the end of the earlier director's tenure. But it's a nice hall in the admin block, below the director's office. So very accessible, very nice.
And we also participate in the convocation. In fact, in our convocation, many of our alumni, I think, played the role of a chief guest. For example, here you see TCS CEO, Tata CEO, and Tata Sons chairman, along with Narayan. This is last convocation I think we had at the institute. Okay, alumni in headlines. There are a lot of alumni in headlines. I think every day they keep coming. Of course, there are some political like PTR, Painivel Tyagarajan, Raj of 87, TM Chair, Finance Minister. And we also have Ponni and
Oscar.
Ponni and Oscar, top-notch architects. In fact, they designed the Assembly of Telangana Parliament. I mean, the Telangana State Assembly, they did that. And Vishnu, I think if you see the trend, people who graduated after 2000, they have deviated from their, the core engineering to different, paths of life. So there are many IAS people and IPS, I think we are able to see that. The one guy is Vishnu, I think he is rocking the entire Tamil Nadu.
Making huge waves.
Huge waves, I think. And he's also doing a lot of environmental impact, like, making
using technology to make it.
I think so. Vishnu, there, I mean, in fact, even this UPSC, I think 2 guys cleared. I think, they've chosen IAS and one other guy has chosen IPS. Okay, student council. I think the student body, all the president, vice president, etc. I think we also meet them because we sponsor a lot, like as Mali said, Pregyan to Festember, to everything we sponsor. But we also have, as a part of a mandatory duty to interact with them, understand, because sometimes the professors and the lecturers they will put some pressure, the dean will put a different sort of a pressure. So we interact with them just to act as a bridge to
just add to that. See, the student council, unlike the 80s and 90s, is an elaborate body. There's a president, there's a student council is much bigger. So they drive a lot of initiatives within the college, and we work closely with the dean academic who manages them and the dean alumni affairs to get things going. See, one thing is raising the funds, but to execute the projects, we have to work either with the students council or the deans and the director to make this happen. So we have started a process of regular engagement with the dean academic, dean alumni affairs, and the students council to push our projects through.
Okay, so this, I think this is my penultimate slide, I guess. The students are creating a community impact. So what do we mean by that is the students, I think, the students, they go to the nearby villages and they teach they teach the high school kids. the effort, I think, so that initiative is called Ignite.
Sriram, I think, is part of the initiative, correct, Sriram? Ignite.
So, in fact, if you look at last year, 2 people, I think they ensured that they got into, JEE and 1 NEET admission. This is a new initiative. The students are doing it. I think this is something, which we all need to be proud of. So, with that said, I want to move on to the next topic. Since 2016, I think if you look at the college and the university originated fund is on the rise. I think basically to support the alumni. I think we have several examples like, Berkeley Ventures, the Tanium Ventures with fund, which is Caltech owned fund, Experiment Fund, Harvard and Stanford Ventures. Recently, I think sometime in Jan or Feb, I think, there was an article in Forbes, quote, this is what Forbes said. The future of venture capital may emerge from universities, colleges, institutions, and alumni experiment to help founders who are outside the current finance system. So that means we are seeing the rise of venture funds created by alumni and also, the institution. Extending this trend, at RECAL, we have recently launched Rockwood Ventures to basically assist and support alumni network. So, a 1990 ECE graduate, after his
Rockport Ventures, see, the idea behind Rockport Ventures is the equivalent of an angel network, not yet an angel network, facilitation of funds. So Sai will speak more about it, but you should understand now there are entrepreneurs who are still in college. Okay, so there are people who are students who started ventures, who have sought funding from the alumni. So there's a huge opportunity to formalize this and take it forward. Raja.
So before we, bring Sai into the stage, just for a brief introduction, in the batch of 1990 ECE, after his higher studies in the US, I think he went back. He started his career at Sybase. He decided to move back to India at the time when the internet proliferation started happening in the Indian subcontinent. Then he set up a web app development back in 1994. And from there, he diversified into learning and education of children via 4R. 4R is the name of the business. And he set up 75 franchisees across India. Needless to say, he's a serial entrepreneur. He runs a water company. Basically, he's a distributor of Kingfisher water across Chennai. He's also has a telecom retail, basically the business of distributorship of mobile phones and smartphones. In addition, he runs the World of Titan and Fast Track retail stores. He's a Rotarian and one of the big donors, I would say, of the Rotary Foundation. Being a past president of RECAL, he has to serve, for 2 more additional years in our current RECAL body as a trustee. So this is what I go back, I know everyone knows Big Boss, right? Big Boss. Big Boss. If you look at Big Boss, when Kamal Hassan comes for promo, I'm going to say this in Tamil that, odava mudiyadu, odiyava mudiyadu. So there's no escape. Neither, he can hide nor he can run. So jokes apart, I think he's one of our greatest assets, I would say, for the RECAL. During his presidency, he gave a definitive meaning to the RECAL with all the initiatives. With great pleasure, I'm going to welcome Krishna Sai, my classmate and chairman of Rockport Ventures, which is REC NIT Trichy Alumni Initiative. Sai, are you there? Sai couldn't come here. I think he's going to be on the Zoom. Sai?
Yeah, Raja. Good evening. Good evening, Bay Area. Can you hear me?
All yours, Sai?
Can you hear me, Raja?
Very well, Sai.
Yes, very well.
Okay. Good evening, Bay Area. Good to see Raja and Mali taking the strides and making this event very successful. I think these guys deserve a round of applause. I request all of you to definitely applaud them for their efforts. So good to be back virtually with the Bay Area Meet. I was there in 2018 and when we had Dr. Binny Thomas as part of the meeting as well. and it's good to see all of you again. So I'll be very brief. The Rockford Ventures Club is a very nascent initiative. We just started in August last year, and Jay Shankar of the 1974 batch led the efforts. And we have about close to 60 members now as part of the Rockford Ventures Club. And we have had so far about 11 pitches, which has happened from various alumni entrepreneurs. And one of the pitches got enormous support from the alumni, and close to $70,000 is being funded shortly to that initiative. So we have another 8 to 9 pitches in the pipeline, which is happening. So my request to all of you is that there is a lot of interest for this venture club, and I request all of you to be members of it and also take an initiative. I have Prabhu Kumar from the 1988 batch who's leading the initiative to set up a US chapter for the RVC. And I request all of you to cooperate and be part of that initiative. I will personally send out an email to all of the participants today about the club and its activities, so you can get a first-hand information about it and take it forward. So just, main theme of RVC is to connect alumni entrepreneurs with alumni investors. That's our goal. And with all your support, I'm sure we will reach to that goal, and RVC will strengthen further. We are also tying up with other venture funds so that when there is a larger funding requirement which is there, we will be able to connect with the other funds and try to collaborate and help the entrepreneur to reach greater heights. Hopefully, we'll all see a unicorn coming out of the RVC's efforts, maybe in the next year or two. And with all your support, we'll take that to great heights. Once again, thank you for the opportunity, guys. Have a great evening and have a wonderful time. Thank you.
Thanks, Sai.
Thank you. Now moving on to the next part of the agenda is there are several alumni who have deviated from their core, when I say core here, engineering, to other parts of professional careers because of pure obsession and passion. And they are creating a big impact in the field they have chosen. I have a couple in today's audience. Of course, there are a lot of people out there, but I think in the interest of time. So, a class of 95, a Silicon Valley tech executive, community leader, speaker, and author, a passionate advocate for the South Asian and AAPI communities. In the areas of, he supports in the areas of small businesses, educational opportunities, immigration issues, and he's an advisor to President Biden for Asian American Pacific Islander Native Hawaiian Commission, AAPNHC. He's also a Deputy National Finance Chair for the Democratic Party. So with great pleasure, I would like to invite Ajay Butoria, batch of 95, to share his perspective.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Raja. It's so wonderful to be here.
Sorry to
today.
interrupt, Raja. Can you exit the screen share?
Sure.
And also set the video so that both of you images that the full stage is visible. Yeah, set the video, please. Yeah.
So Ajay, thanks for agreeing to come and share your perspective. Could you share with this audience, I know you studied chemical, right? I guess I remember from chemical, I guess you moved on to a totally different field. Of course, everyone does it, nobody's sticking to their own field, but you also had a different passion for. So can you explain to the audience, what is your journey?
Thank you, Raja. And so wonderful to be here with fellow Rectians. It takes back the memories to Lapis days. I was in Lapis 95. I know many of you were in the same hostel and in and around all the different hostels. So wonderful to be seeing all you highly accomplished, successful people around here in this room and whoever is watching online. My journey is that, of course, I was working with IBM, Pricewaterhouse, and other companies through my professional side. During the first term of President Obama, I got involved with his campaign and then with the Democratic Party, raising funds for the Democratic Party as I was a National Finance Committee member. And from there onwards, President Obama got me involved further. He would regularly invite me to the White House and get me involved on his health initiative. And then working with then Vice President Biden and the second lady, working on the free community college initiative called College Promise, which was to grant first 2 years of free community college around the country. So worked on many of those initiatives. And then during the campaign of Hillary Clinton, I was on the national leadership team for leading the Asian American Leadership Council and forming the fact sheet, what we call in India, the manifesto of what she would do for South Asians, and making sure that they got the critical votes of the South Asian, the Asian Americans. We lost that election, but that point of time onwards, the things in the country were changing, and we wanted to make sure our Asian Americans have stronger voice. The hate crimes were rising up, and we were determined even more than before that we need to elect a Democrat for the 2020. So I got involved and went to meet Vice President Biden. I said, whenever you're ready to run, I'm ready to work for you again. And he announced, and day one I got involved with him with his core campaign and was leading the Asian American Leadership Council and everything in the getting out the Asian American votes in all the critical battleground states. We campaigned for the first time in 19 Indian languages, which includes Tamil, Telugu, Punjabi, Gujarati. We formed videos, messaging, everything, and also of course Chinese and Korean and Vietnamese and everything. And that was a huge hit. People got more involved. Besides that, I've been raising the critical funds which were needed for the campaign. Happened to raise 3 million for the Biden 2020 campaign and previous continuation on that. So with that, when the transition came, they offered me a full-time role as a deputy assistant in the Health and Human Services. I could not take the full-time role. I didn't want to move to DC. So then I took this role of as an advisor to the President Biden for advising on Asian American Pacific Island and Native Hawaii Commission. My role over there is to advance President's agenda on equity, justice, and economic development. I'm the co-chair for the Economic Development Committee, Language Access.
So, Ajay, 2 days back, I think you sent me a photo. You were at the White House with Nancy Pelosi.
Yeah.
So what are you doing there?
The president signed a bill which was basically to form a commission which paves the way for setting up a Asian American History Museum. Like we have Black History Museum, we have Latino History Museum around the National Mall in DC. We don't have an Asian American History Museum. So the museum will have showcase our history, our heroes, and the great work which our generations before have done. And I hope there will be a good section for Indian Americans who have done tremendous amount of work in the years past.
Yes, I have one final question. Can I see your name in the ballot paper in the coming years?
I know my job now with the commission for next two years or next 4 years, if it gets extended, is to advance President's agenda. I just want to mention one thing which our community would love to hear. Green card takes today 12 to 15 years in the family and as well as in the H-1B employment-based green cards. We, as part of the commission, we had several meetings with USCIS, and now since it's public, I can share that they have agreed to review their internal cycles, and the recommendation as through the commission, what I made now is in the president's desk is that from 2023, green cards has to, the full cycle, life cycle has to be 6 months from the application to adjudication. And USCIS has agreed to do it. So if President approves it, this will be a huge transformation for our community. And the second one I just want to highlight is that all the federal agency websites are in English only, or some Spanish usage is there, and in California, some Chinese usage is there. So the recommendation is to convert all the federal websites into multiple ANHPI languages, and somewhere down the road, use Tamil, Telugu, and other Punjabi and Hindi Indian languages as well. So that's what I should.
Good. Thanks, Ajay, I think, for sharing your insight. We are really proud of you. I think, whatever the service I think that you're doing, it's good for the mankind. I really appreciate, for you, your time, spending with us today. Thanks, Ajay.
Thank you so much, Raj.
So for the next speaker, I'm not going to give any introduction, but yes, I know he's a metallurgical engineer, batch of 1999. So I'm going to ask him straight to come to the dais to share his born to Berkeley, to Bollywood, to Black Beauty. Welcome, Satish Chakravarti.
Thank you, Rajasa. Thank you for having me. It's fine. I find this distance between the audience and the speakers a little bit new. I remember the barn where we all get very close to the stage.
Raja, reminder, adjust the video before you take the stage.
Sure. Go to the stage, yeah.
Oh. Yes. So hi, I'm Satish Chakravarti, 99 batch of metallurgy. I'm a music director from based in Chennai and working out of Chennai and Mumbai. And today I stand in front of you as the founder of Black Beauty LLP. It's the first music technology hardware startup from India. So I'm proud to say that I've launched my first product at the National Association of Music Merchants Expo in Anaheim, California, the first week of June. So thanks for having me, Rajasa. Thank you.
So Satish, a few things, right? From Barn, I think, you met REC Trichy there.
Yeah.
So what are you doing at Berkeley? I mean, how that thing changed, and also you said you composed music for Star Wars. Am I right?
I did the original score for the Star Wars India trailer for Disney India. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. I've done about 17 films. Okay, let me go back to the beginning. So Barn was a very special place for me because although I was a student of music all my life, I rarely got an opportunity to perform on the stage. So when I came to the college, so I discovered the wonderful music club. So we went to the back room at the back part of the barn and we opened it. And what I found was a broken guitar, a broken drum set, and a very old keyboard that was barely working. So as cultural secretary, I managed to get around 1.75 lakhs from Principal Arvindan sir and bought new instruments for the music club. So it was a wonderful journey. It allowed me to, and there were wonderful classmates. One of my close friends, Bikram from 99 batch, he was from Sikkim. He was an amazing guitarist. He plays guitar as good as Jimi Hendrix. So he was my inspiration. There was Manas Mishra from architecture. There was Adavan from architecture. There's so many seniors I could keep on talking about. They were all my inspiration. And in the barn, I discovered myself as a performer. And when Octagon, the accounts were created for the new students, I managed to discover Berklee College of Music's songwriting program from Octagon. So I then applied, then I started communicating with the professors here. So, I started to, find my path in the college while studying engineering.
You as a composer, right? I think, after Berkeley, yes, Berkeley gave that foundation. So what are anything you want to talk about? What languages you compose? What movies?
So I've composed in Tamil, in Marathi. I've scored for my first Hindi film titled Malhar. And I've also done a few soundtracks in Telugu as well.
Okay, so you keep talking about A.R. Rahman whenever, we have a conversation.
Yeah.
So what is the connection between you and A.R.?
So AR sir is my mentor, and in fact we are second generation friends. My father is also a music composer, so is AR sir's father. So they were friends working as musicians together. So when I came back from Berkeley, he took me under his wing, and I've worked as his music producer, arranger for almost 17 film scores. I am proud to say that I arranged Kaise Mujhe Tum Mil Gayi from the film Gajni, and I've also sung a couple of songs for him in Jane Tu Ya Jane Na. So
That's interesting. I didn't know about that. Okay, that's good. Okay, so now coming back to my final question. Now that you have become a, entrepreneur creating a technology product,
Yeah.
can you just tell the audience what is the problem that you're trying to solve with Sussex?
okay, so as a composer, I am somebody who follows Rahman sir's style. So I compose out of my laptop. So this is the product that I have invented. So it's the world's first combination pedal. It's a combination of two different kinds of pedals that musicians and composers use: the sustain and the expression pedal. So the NAM Expo was a big hit for us, and so I create my film scores on my laptop. So I compose on a plane or a train, or if I'm traveling somewhere, wherever, whichever hotel room I am in, or so I wanted a pedal that works for me right out of my laptop bag. But Black BT LLP is not just about that. It's about streamlining music creation. So we are all fans of Ilayaraja sir. We are all fans of Madan Mohan and Naushad and R.D. Burman. But then even if we take those songs and recreate it with today's computer, it just doesn't feel the same. So Black BT LLP is the reason for its existence is to streamline music creation, to bring the expression back into digital music. So this is even though this is our first product, it's a first step in a long journey. So that's what we're trying to do.
That's quite impressive, Satish. I mean, sorry to put you. Can you just few lines of whatever you've sung? Few lines to the audience. Sing. Can you sing?
Oh yeah. What should I sing? Okay. Let me sing my own composition for my first Tamil film. It's from a Tamil film called Leelai that I did way back in 2010. ஒரு கிளி சிறு கிளி உனை தொடவே அனுமதி ஒரு துளி சிறு துளி வழிகிறதே உனக்குள் நான் வாழும் விவரம் நான் கண்டு வியக்கிறேன் எனக்கு நான் அல்ல உனக்கு தான் என்று மூழ்கிறேன் நிழலேன தொடர்கிறேன் ஒரு கிளி சிறு கிளி உனை தொடவே அனுமதி. Thank you.
That was awesome. That was awesome, Satish.
Thank you.
Wish you the best, both in your music
Thank you.
field and also for this product to become a big hit in the industry.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very
Thanks,
much.
sir.
Thanks for having me. Thank you.
Okay, with that said, I think we have come to the last lap of our. So the objective is what are the next steps, right? The road ahead. So road ahead, I think.
Guys,
you
sit
saw
down on the
video.
stage, please.
We have to listen to Raj. Good.
Raj, by the way, is the guy who the brain behind all this technology stuff from Chennai.
He's batch of 1974. 74. Yeah, 74.
Keeps us on our toes. Thanks.
Okay, so what are the next steps? The road ahead. I think what we have done is, since we talked about Raj, I think it is the right time. So Raj and Mali spent time with IIT Chennai because we always want to compare ourselves with IIT. So we said, how do we emulate the IIT Chennai model, right?
Can I add something? Yeah, you don't mind? Go ahead. See, we met the IIT Madras Alumni Association, Raj, Sai, and me, their trustees, to give you. Do you guys know how much IIT Madras Alumni Association collects annually, approximately? Would you guys guess how much money they collect on an annual basis at Madras Alumni Association? Any guesses? Any guesses? They have a corpus of 900 crores right now. And they collect anywhere between 300 to 400 crores and have 100 products to collect it. Just to give you, yeah.
Okay, we can do that. I mean, not a big deal, Mali. Anyhow.
It's a big deal, but we'll do it. Don't worry.
Okay, so this is what I think they're saying. So we have, so based on that, emulating the Chennai model, we have created 100 products where how the alumni can, contribute, back to the alma mater and to the weekend. So it is broken into 5 major, divisions like student related, campus related, faculty related, admin, and also alumni welfare. So while our goal is 100 crores, and in the video you must have carefully noted we said 100 crores by 2025. But I want the same passion. I think what we did for Recal Cares, 45 days we were able to get 2 crores, keeping that trend, in the mind. So the top priority would be, scholarship. I think you heard about that. We wanted to at least, get the scholarship to 300 plus. So definitely, we need your support. The second one is research share. The more the research share the campus and the institute produces, that is how the ranking will go. I think our plan will get. The third one is how to make, once again, I think Chennai creates a lot of patent, IIT Chennai, right? A lot of, unicorns are getting born out of that. If you take BITS Pilani, okay, BITS Pilani has produced in the past 4 years close to 18 unicorns. From NIT Trichy, there's not even a single unicorn. Why? We lack innovation. We talk, but I think we are not, walking the talk. So we wanted to make this as an innovation powerhouse. So, via hackathons and coming up with ideas. We have already a lot of entrepreneurs inside the campus, but definitely I think we need to give more money. Just one example, I can talk about Healthathon. Healthathon is we are doing an extension of COVID, the Recal Cares. 16 faculties and 8 students submitted the concept note. Out of that, I think we selected top 8 finalists, and everybody, I think they came and to us. I have to tell this: the students outperformed the faculty. Some of the ideas I think they brought, I think for seashell people who keeps falling often on the ground, they developed a proof of concept of a jacket. And for visually impaired people, they are coming up with an idea of a camera that can detect and then does some AI machine learning annotation. So when I look at the students are doing more, but we need to encourage more. That's what I'm saying. The more I think, we help them, I think the more, the innovation gets, then I think that will become a patent and the patent will get into the path of production. So these are all our, the top priorities, I would say.
Raja, and I want to add something. Okay. Now there are 3 priorities, primarily scholarships, because the college, we have had long discussions with the college and they feel there are a lot more deserving students. Given the demographic profile of these students, they need support. So we're looking at 300 scholarships this year. And I told you a ballpark number, we'll come back with the exact number. 50% of the fees, which is around 60,000 to 30,000 rupees, which is what Recal has been giving. So it can come from individuals, it can come from batches. Some of our classmates, batchmates, Sitaram is doing something, other people are doing something. So we can add to that as groups, as batches, or as individuals also. So scholarships is an immediate priority. And to give you perspective, it not only creates an impact, but impacts NIRF ranking also. Okay, the number of scholarships funded by. So NIRF ranking means better brand value, basically. Okay, we are at 9 in the NIRF ranking, hope to stay there, but we would like to move from there also. So scholarships will give that impact. The second was the research grants. Okay, one of the thoughts we have is that we would link it to a patent, because the research grants come at approximately around 4 lakhs a research project. Okay, it could be to specific branches, specific research projects, each of you can identify. It could again come from individuals or batches or groups from Recal. Okay, research grants and moving to a patent. And based on that logic, I think there's a lot of scope for innovation, and the hackathon experience taught us that there is a lot of pent up talent and energy for innovation in the students. So we want to run this hackathons on a more sustained basis annually. And right now, there are budgets between 50,000 to 5 lakhs per project, which you are funding in the hackathon we have done. So that's another opportunity. We'll come back to you with specifics. Apart from this, I think there are software options available, which are already going on. For example, Bhaskar Subramaniam is here. He and his classmate Sham ran a course in conjunction with the college on entrepreneurship, right, Bhaskar? Was it entrepreneurship? Yeah. So I was one of the speakers there, so I understand that. They're looking forward to another course from you, Bhaskar. I forgot to tell you. Okay. So there are opportunities like that, and we're talking to the college about what you call a professor of practice, which I think is prevalent in the US universities already, where alumni can jointly offer a course with which Bhaskar has done. They want to formalize that along with the faculty. You had a faculty with you, Bhaskar, on that? So they want to, I think, formalize that now. So people could offer themselves their expertise, industry expertise, combined with academic framework, leading to a course co-anchored by the alumni, industry alumni, and other faculty. There are many options like this. The point I'm making is just not financial. There are other opportunities for mentorship, etc.
So that's what I think. So yeah, while money matters, but in addition to that, there are several ways. That's what I think I have something as my closing remark. Your role in strengthening the brand, right? I think getting back is one component. First thing is I want you to register in the portal. If you're registered, please tell your friends. Give back, open your wallet. Either you can contribute either individually or batch-wise, not an issue. Choose the product you want to donate. There are a lot of, we are going to put all the products in the portal. We'll also share that with you guys. I think we have 100 products. Out of that, 70% is CapEx and for 30% is OpEx related, initiatives. Lecturing for the student community. That's what I think Mali was talking about, various people get involved. I think Richard Shaker, I think he is not here. He takes frequent classes, So like that, you can involve yourself and be a mentor. Be a mentor for different projects I think the students are doing, either for the student projects or for the Rockwood ventures. Because Sai wanted a lot of people, when our alumni come and pitch their ideas, they want some seasoned people. So opportunities are there. So with that said, I think we have come to the conclusion. Yeah. We come to the conclusion. So before we wrap up, I think I want a group photograph. I think just don't leave it. Don't leave. I think plenty of food and drinks are there. I think the night is young. You can enjoy all you want.
One final word, guys and girls, is that I think there's a lot we can do without doing actually too much. I can tell you. Okay, parallel times, parallel money if possible. And see, the goal of this at the end of the next 2-3 years, we want brand NIT globally, not just in India, to be much bigger and much more well recognized. It's, as I told you during my initial remarks, that it's not about something altruistic. It's an our selfish interest to do that. And with such big success stories, I think many of our people are part of unicorns actually. So.
One second. Yeah. Go ahead, Sita.
So, every batch have their own gang, So every batch, I'm Sita Raman, So every batch have their own
Sita,
gang.
please sit down.
Right? So are they
Sita, sit down now, please.
So are they all connected, to the whole overall REC, NIT, alumni network? So you see, so we want to be treated as on par with an IIT or a Stanford or a Harvard, because we always go and, I'm from NIT Trichy. That's a great school and all that stuff. Yeah, boasting is one thing, right? So if you look at like a USC, a Stanford, they have this alumni, the endowment, which is huge, right? They have an alumni network, which is huge. So when Raja said only 4,000 people signed up for it, and then 2,000 of them are actual students, that means what are we doing as alumni here? Nothing. right? So this is where every branch, if somebody is from like some branch and I don't see any of my friends, batchmates here, well, take the initiative and then spread the message. In this day and age of social networking and everything, there's no excuse for not being connected unless you don't want to be connected, right? Well, I can be very passionate about a lot of things. I don't want to. Thank you.
Any other thoughts?
Okay,
Any of you have?
okay, before we wrap up, I think, any feedback, any questions, anything, I think,
You can think aloud also. You can think aloud also. Gopi, any thoughts, Gopi?
Yeah, please, yeah, come on here, come on here.
Sit here. Sit.
Well, thank you. Actually, I prefer standing. So,
You can't see.
Oh.
You have to sit for them to see.
other
That's the
people
camera
online.
from there.
Oh,
Yeah. It's really on YouTube.
thank you. So the first thing I wanted to say, I want to say three things. The first thing is, this is super impressive. I did not know all of the initiatives that have been taking place all this while. The scope of it, I was completely oblivious to it. Here and there, some scraps of it I knew. So congratulations to two of you who represent
To all of
leadership.
us.
I know,
All of
but
us.
you represent leadership. Amazing job.
Take a ball.
The second thing is, I concur with Sita. Compared to this school, and I graduated from one of the universities here. And every year I'm involved because they actively reach out. Okay, I went to Wharton University of Pennsylvania. And I'm much more involved with the school, both in terms of contribution as well as active participation, because there is a structure. And that's the one thing I felt that was lacking in a place like NIT. Even if you want to be involved, you didn't even have an idea of how to plug in. And the fact that there is this foundation being laid is pretty impressive. But step two is what Sita was talking about. How do we commit ourselves to give back? And this give back concept is pretty significant, because if you think of it, our roots started back in this very, very modest institution, NIT Trichy in Tuakuri. And little did we know the trajectory of our life would carry us all the way. And we still owe it back to that particular school. And the third thing that I wanted to say is, all of these kind of movements come together through the power of people. It is simply the power of people and ideas coming together. And that's how something goes from a small idea to a big roller coaster meteoric concept. And I hope that what I'm seeing, witnessing here today, the seeds of this idea will explode. And let's think not just like 1 or 2 years or in our lifetime, but in decades, 50, 100 years from now. And you might think that that seems like a staggering concept, but the best known institution in the world in education, the best known brand is Harvard University. And how many years is Harvard University?
100 years?
No, 474 years old. If not, someone look it up on Google and let me know. But I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it's at least 474 years. So institutions do endure. And how old is NIT?
First batch is 1969, so 65, 1965.
55. How
Oh,
many
50
years?
years actually. 1964 it started.
How many years is that? I went to REC, I can't do the math.
It's as old as what about?
So, so the point I wanted to make is, so when we have set this vision, think in terms of hundreds of years, and that is quite possible. And we are one of the steps in that process. And that's my hope and aspiration, that 200-300 years from now, there will be a larger group sitting in a place like this
Yeah.
and celebrating
Football field.
celebrating an amazing institution that started in 1969.
64.
64. Yeah. Thank you, Palma. Thank you, Raja.
Any of the younger batches?
I think, no, we have one more person, yeah. Thanks, Gopi.
Thank you very much. Hi, my name is Sandeep. I am from 89 ECE batch. It's my first visit here, and I just wanted to bring some thoughts to you. It's away from technology. What makes an REC Trichy or NIT Trichy unique? I mean, there are IITs, there are IIMs, there are Harvards and all, but there's a pulse of, there is something unique in Trichy. I think what I felt was the humanity, the humility and the compassion which each graduate brings. There's less of ego compared to the top colleges in the world. It's a love for humanity, which every Trichy comes with that. The background of the guys who come to Trichy, and there are no strikes in Trichy, and now I think there are no strikes. So it's kind of that unique thing. So I'd like to propose here. Why? It's okay, you do all the scholarship, technology, everything, but there are many opportunities where Trichy can be a big brand by helping the society. We can market or we can showcase ourselves in some of these initiatives that, oh, here's NIT Trichy helping in these initiatives. For example, now before I give, I should lead by example. What I do is I volunteer in one of the 3 organizations in India, which is basically the motto is building nation through free healthcare, free education, and free nutrition. So what do we do? So there's the Annapurna Trust, which feeds 500,000 breakfast every day in India to about 19 states and about, so many schools there. 500,000 kids every day get free breakfast, just like ISKCON's thing. Similarly, Sanjeevani hospitals giving free heart cardiac surgery to kids. 1 lakh kids and about 20,000 surgery and rest cath labs given free of cost. Same thing for education. About 5,000 kids get free education in rural Karnataka. So I participate in this and I feel, okay, I'm not bringing million, I'm not bringing all this, but I contribute that. And I minded. Heart to Heart Foundation in the US, it's called H2H.Foundation. I encourage you to look at it, H2H.Foundation. And Sunil Gavaskar is the chairman. I had the pleasure of going along with Sunil Gavaskar all over US in canvassing and encouraging people to come forward. The congenital heart disease is the biggest problem. So I'm just sharing my experiences. Of course, I also contribute funds to that, but I'm very happy the fund would have saved at least a few hundred lives with the heart surgery. That is giving life, giving food to the hunger in a big way. What you are doing in Tuvakudi and hostel, the mess is great. That's good. But what happens is it has to be sustained. But if you tie up with these organizations who are supporting this, I think it has bigger impact, which is sustainable in the long term. I really look forward and encourage you all.
Thank you. Any of the younger alumni, 2019, 2000, 2010?
Any other thoughts, feedback? Women folks?
Any other women folks?
Feel free. Or you want to propose different products also,
Please come.
Yeah, come over here.
You're on camera.
Oh, awesome. I hope I'm representing women as well as the younger generation here. Hello, everyone. I'm Diksha. I am 2013 batch computer science. I think what Sitharaman sir over there was talking about, like someone telling him that nobody from my batch is here. It is actually me telling him that. And now I feel so bad about it. I'm actually very disheartened that, and I know I'm speaking for my batch. Sorry for that, guys, but I feel so disheartened that I couldn't really get a lot of people from my batch here. I also feel disheartened that I, as an alumni, and our batch as an alumni has not been contributing to a lot of these things that we learned about today. But also, on the other hand, I'm also really, really inspired to be able to contribute to it. I see there are a lot of scholarships that's created by batches as well. And like Sitharaman sir said, that the power of batch can be huge. Just 2 weeks back, I got to know about JSPF, which is another foundation created at NIT Trichy. And as soon as I heard about it, I felt very excited about it. So I do understand the whole point, when someone comes to you and asks you to contribute back to your college, and it just feels so good. So just I just want to share that I'm just so proud to be part of NIT Trichy, and now I'm extremely, extremely inspired to give back.
Thank you, Diksha. There are a lot of opportunities, and thanks, Sita, for giving that impressive talk. You made Diksha to come to the stage.
Senior batches, no, please come here. Senior batches.
Gopal Ranganathan is there. Gopal, sir. Yes. Anybody, please. Gopal, you want to come and share your perspective, anything?
Please sit down.
I am Chandramouli from Chennai. Recall is doing a wonderful job, and the very fact that they have organized such a large gathering of RECians and NITians is very impressive. And we are planning our Golden Jubilee meet by 2023 Jan. And we hope to contribute liberally around 60 lakhs. This is what is around the approximate. This is what is planned. And one of the main donors, Mr. Gopal,
Come on, please.
already here. And we talked about the schools and the nutrition program and all that. And Gopal has made a big contribution, and we all thank, and it is a right forum to express our gratitude and thanks to Gopal, who has made this. He is a US citizen, and along with me, my another colleague, Mr. Sridharan, is also here. He is also from Chennai, from ECE batch. So I don't, 1971. We passed out in 1971. We had earlier planned our Golden Jubilee anniversary meet, which due to this COVID and all that got postponed. So we hopefully will have it during Jan 2023. Oh, and over to Gopal. Thank you very much. And RECians all over the place, NITians all over, are in different branches of fields, establishing their credibility, establishing their identity, and all over the globe. And it is a matter of time only that NIT Trichy will be a global brand, and we all pray for that. Thank you. Thank you. Nice meeting some of the youngsters. And over to Gopal.
Thanks, Chandramouli, for introducing me. Hi, I'm Gopal Krishnan. I used to be Ranganathan Gopala Krishnan, and then when I came to the United States in 1971, immediately after graduation, I graduated in electronics and telecommunication. I switched to computer science, and when I joined the master's at Stony Brook, and then I was in the East Coast for about 11 years, but worked for 2 companies in the East Coast, and then moved to California in 1982. I joined IBM, and at IBM, my main area has been database, especially the mainframe database performance and transaction processing and so forth. I retired 6 years ago, and then when our batch mates were planning for Golden Jubilee celebration, they were storing these alumni funds, and that's when I found out that Raja Ranganathan has established her NIT USA Chapter, and so I was able to contribute some, and then also made it known to other US classmates, and also our classmates in India who are organizing the Golden Jubilee celebration. We planned it for 2021, now it's been postponed to 2023, January, and we plan to meet at the time. And we're, as Chandramouli mentioned, we're gathering some alumni funds to help with scholarships, as well as the middle school at Trichy, fundings for that. And so we're looking forward to going to the campus in January, and having been there in a very long time, and looking forward to that. And also, as in the presentation that Raja shared, it's quite impressive what the Alumni Association, the REC, has done. And
it's a great opportunity for us to give back to the institution as well as the communities around it. Thanks very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Gopal. I think they are 1970 will be the third batch to have the golden jubilee. I think 69 already did.
70 had, 71 and 72 are planning.
72 are planning. Okay, I think before we wrap up, any other thoughts, any other questions, guys?
Come.
Okay, sure. Definitely. Definitely we will do that. Yeah, we need attendance. Right. Every day I think we have been shooting.
Hey,
Yeah. Yeah, right. You know what, honestly, Sita, I was expecting 100 plus. I was expecting 100 plus, but this is a little disappointed, but that's okay.
No, the quality is great. Somebody else said. Come.
Come on.
92. 2004 awesome.
Thank you. I am Bilba. I'm Triple E batch 2004 pass out. Glad to see you all. I want to say we are unique. Consider the whole population. How many go to REC Trichy? You go talk to other people, their thinking is different. At least you ask my wife, REC Trichy? Oh my God, that's what she says. So when I introduce my friends, these guys think different. That's what she says. So we are different from that aspect. Now I would like to introduce one concept to you. That's Maslow's hierarchy of needs. If you are not used to that concept, the concept is that the needs, our basic needs, safety needs, belonging needs, then it is our self-esteem needs and self-actualization needs. We got the strong foundation. We are all crossing that basic need, safety need, and belonging need very easily. We achieve that very easily. And even the self-esteem needs are very easy for us. So we as people, we are looking towards the self-actualization need. That's how we see a lot of people here, whoever is highlighted, whoever are work in progress. We don't have to compare with others. We ourselves are working and we are comparing ourselves, improving ourselves towards that self-actualization needs, right? So we want to stand out in the world. We want to prove, we want to help so many people. So some of the things Recall is doing, I'm very happy to see that. Apart from that, I just want to say, just like me, I'm hoping everybody is doing something to contribute back to the community. We, like somebody from our batch, 2004 batch, and also 2005 batches, we are getting together. We have a registered organization like Matram We Change. So we are contributing back, like sponsoring the education. Not only that, we are helping government schools in Tamil Nadu, setting up libraries, setting up laboratories. Not only that, we are also helping people for like mentoring. One major thing is how our students like consider ourselves. There are things we know now, but we did not know 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 20 years ago. Consider other people 50 years ago. If people who are in their school or higher secondary school or college, early college education, if they know the tips and tricks that we know now, we can show them, hey, this world is changing like this. These are the techniques that you can apply. So whatever we took 20 years to apply, 20 years to achieve, if you know these things, you can probably achieve them in half the time. Then when they grow, they'll be able to achieve much more. So I would like to take this moment to tell you all that please continue to do whatever you are doing. I'm confident that you guys are all doing great things. Continue to do that, and let's give back to the society. Let's do a lot of mentoring and sign me up for all the mentoring that you guys need, any volunteering. So thank you so much. Thank you so much for the opportunity. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, Bilba. Thank you, Bilba. I think before we wrap up, I think we have, there's one person I think I recall the registration is 2019. Who is there from 2019 batch? Shiva.
Somebody from 2020 also, 2020.
That's the 2020? Okay.
Yeah.
2020, come out here.
Guys. Studying
Hey, you also come.
UCLA, studying in UCLA.
Come over here. Who's from 2020?
UCLA guys.
Oh, yeah, right. What is this? Your perspective.
Hello.
My name is Shivesh, not Shiva. But
Sorry.
a lot of people get that's my dad's name, so it's fine. Yeah, it's nice being here and seeing a lot of alumni, meeting a lot of alumni who have taken a lot of different careers and been successful in a wide variety of ways. So it's definitely inspiring to see that. I wish the next event that you guys organize, I try to pull in some more people from my own batch. So try to get them interested in participating in these kind of events. Yeah, you guys are doing great. I'm probably really early in my career to start, I guess, looking into all the ventures that you guys are doing and giving back to the community. But it's definitely a good thing that you're doing. And it's definitely something that I keep in my mind as I advance my career. So,
You guys want to say what?
So, good evening, everyone. So just have a very small thing to say. So I've already seen my parents attend their own college graduation meets, like alumni meets, and I was always curious, that, okay, like what happens there? And this is their first time I'm attending an NIT Trichy one, and I mean, it's way better than what they have. I can go and tell this back to my mom. Secondly, so talking about the impact, a lot of people spoke about what REC did, right? So I was in a club. Basically, all three of us were in one club known as Business Consortium, and the science club that they talked about, we have used those resources for 4 years, for 3 years, and I think that is a testimony of whatever we have designed, whatever we have fabricated, made. It's just one step further in basically utilizing the resources, and the impact that one place had on us, making everything available under one roof. It basically inspired me that, okay, fine, now when I'm on the other side, I should give back whatever I can. Today, I'm not in a position to, maybe sometime later when I'll give myself.
Sure, I really appreciate that. Really appreciate that. Can you look at anything you guys want to say? Good. Okay. Right. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys. Yeah. Yeah, please. Go ahead.
Hello, Gautam Ravi here, EC 2017. So like Raja sir said that a lot of people lost their job in COVID. So I was one of them. So all I had to do was make a post on LinkedIn saying, hey, so-and-so happened. Mine was a startup. They couldn't get a funding, right? So I lost my job. Can someone please help me out? So a lot of people from the NIT community did reach me out. They said like, we can give you referrals. We don't know you. We have not seen your face, but you have the NIT tag. So we know you have the caliber, you have the dedication, right? All you have to do is just clear the interview, just focus on that. Don't worry about anything else. So I really want to take this stage to thank all the people who have helped me out, right? At that crucial stage in my career. And that's the reason I'm sitting here. Yeah. So one more thing I saw that has the most powerful movement network on that. Okay. So USC, like the Trojans higher coach. Yeah. You don't even care what that guy did or whatever. The experience for the interview, you guys is doing a job. Because right. So we need to get at least half there. Yeah. So totally, sir, totally. So one more thing, like I saw, like a lot of initiatives there right here, like really exciting initiatives. Like probably people like me who are just like 2-3 years into the career might not be up for that, but what people like us at our level can do is help the people who are coming to a new country, like probably USA or Europe, just to get their first job, right? It goes a long way. Just give them the right guidance, give them the right motivation to at least land their internship. The least what I would expect me, including myself and all the people here, is just probably accept that first connection request when a guy sends you, right, on LinkedIn. If you see that NIT tag, that goes a long way. Really, it goes a long way because he has some faith when he sends that request to you. He's like, okay, out of all those people in USA, I don't know, this person might help me, right? And you might have those 60 days to find that job which each one of you have had here. So that's just a humble request from my side, but this is a
I just want to respond to you. We're planning products at low ticket sizes also, maybe $10, $20 a month kind of stuff. We will come out with those products so that as a group also it will contribute significantly. You don't worry about doing it individually also. We'll come back with those products. IIT Madras has those products. We'll come back with those products.
Absolutely, sir. That would be great.
So you can feel part of the moment starting now.
Right. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thanks, all. It was a great event. Glad for being here.
Thank you, guys. I think we'll wrap this. Yeah, Suresh. Yeah.
So give a big hand to Raja. All of us should have a big hand because, we are all in Bay Area. I live in Bay Area almost 30 years, right? And you are probably 1 year senior, 84?
84 December.
Okay, 85 December.
Okay, 1 year.
Okay.
You're Deepak's classmate.
Yeah, batchmate, same thing. Okay.
Okay.
So I have nobody here. 30 of us showed up for barefoot bottling beer event like 2 weeks ago. 85 guys.
Guys, sit down, sit down.
I'm not going to barefoot. Like a brewing party, right? Showed up. I was telling Sitaraman. Sitaraman yelled at me in the same way he would yell at me from Ruby to Sapphire. Or something. That is, so how many of you enjoyed festival? That's all? Okay, let me bring the 2019 kids here. 2019 and below are my kids, kind of, my son's age. Almost. Come on, 2019 batch and let.
Four guys are tired coming and going now.
They can run. Come on, guys. 2019 and later. Come on, come running. You guys remember Festival? We remember Festival in that age, like 50 years ago, 1981 to 85. Kumar, Shuram Kumar, Sitaraman. I was asking Sitaraman to sing for you.
I've been forgotten the guitarist Sriram Namachandra and Tree.
Where is he? He is here. Come on, Sriram. Come on over. Come on, Sitaraman. Come here, please. Come here. I have a question for you, both of you. Come here. You did a festival where we all enjoyed it. You know why I'm saying that? The memories. Come on, guys. Come. 2019 kids. Come on. You're still kids. The reason I'm bringing them up, how do we influence them? Molly cannot influence them. I cannot influence them. We are all gray hair, lost hair. I told my son the other day, show your picture, my picture. I used to have hair like you. If you don't believe it, look at 92 picture. I had hair, and then lost my hair because my wife took it. Wife is not here, so I can tell it. No? She's from PhD Tech. PhD Tech don't understand REC. How many of you have spouses from different universities? How many of you can convince your wife that you are better college? Wife is trying to impress your husband. No way. It's not happening, was there, right? Why am I saying that we have a brand? In fact, I have a guy with me, mechanical engineering junior. Raja, come on over, real quick. He's from Pondicherry. You know the networking power? He's mechanical engineering guy with a PhD from Urbana Champaign. That's Sitaraman, mechanical engineering from NIT Trichy. You know, most of my batch and Sitaraman's batch, mechanical engineers ended up going to Urbana Champaign for nuclear engineering. This guy, mechanical engineer in mechanical engineering. But he's looking for a job in his field with a PhD, not getting the job that he would like to have in the area. Can you believe that? The networking came here today just to connect with some of you. Sitaraman retired, but he can mentor some people. You guys, 2019, what will motivate your friends to come to this event tomorrow? The extension, Mali has come from India, from Chennai. It's not a joke, right? What would bring some of your friends tomorrow for an event to extend it one more day? What would, you have to say something exciting. You cannot say it's a group of people getting together, eating dinner, drinking Johnny Walker. Nobody's coming then. Do this even in bare bottle, maybe they'll come. Stop. Natural show place. I'm just giving an idea. Social networking is, you have to first of all be social. It's either Facebook or LinkedIn, nonsense, everything. If you're not social, it's antisocial. There is a people in Bay Area running around. I'm proud to be antisocial. Have you seen that guy? Have you seen that t-shirt? I'm proud to be antisocial. We are normally nerds. We're not social people. He does a phenomenal job of bringing his son here. Raja's son here, Junior Raja right here. How did he convince him to work for you? In alumni meet, he's not alumni from REC. Second thing I'm feeling, Recal does not connect to the NIT. The brand. Maybe it started before the NIT.
We're doing something about that.
Something like that.
No.
So what
rebranding it, don't worry.
Yeah, how would you connect your friends? You tell us any one of us because we need your input.
Keep it quick, huh?
Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
I mean, keep it quick. I think.
Yeah, keep it exciting, keep it fun. People like Sitaraman should perform here. Just 2 minute commercial. Otherwise, we are sleeping, we are drinking Johnny Walker 50+. sit in the same place, they're sleeping. I'm telling you. The plan next event differently, no worries. Thank you.
Thank you, sure.
Thank you, Ravi. Thank you, Ravi. Awesome.
Thank you, guys. I think, as we said in the beginning, let's follow our hearts, let's put our heads together and let's stretch our hands out and make the hands together and make NIT greater and greater, grand NIT really big.
Yeah, thanks, Mani. And once again, I think big thanks to all you guys for showing up. And before you leave, I think we will take one photograph, as a group photograph.
Oh, whoa.
They're coming on, they're coming. Let's just step out for that. Nambi, can we have the lights? I think house lights.
People come out of stage quickly for a
Please
photo.
come to the stage. So that let's all have one photograph.
Yeah.
Okay, folks, on YouTube and Zoom, I think we are signing off. You can continue to be there, but I think all the folks are coming to the stage for a photograph.
Gopi, where's Gopi? Sushil, is Gopi there?
Just stepped out. Gopi just stepped out.
I think they've left.
No. I think they're out on the side. So.
Every Sita, come on to stage now. Let's not waste time.
All right, guys, come on over. Yes.
Gopi,
Just 2 minutes for a photograph.
come, quick. Hey, get Tree and all those guys if they're there.
Guys, come on, please.
Quick, come on to stage.
Let's wrap this up.
Let's wrap this up. I'm hungry.
Okay, while you guys are lining up, I would like to thank all the people who helped in making this happen. Krishna Sai, Raj, then our retail admin, Vani, Ganesh, and of course, I think Nambi, Director Subayan, and of course Nambi and his son Gautam, of course, and they all helped me in putting this together.
Gopi, come. Gopi.
You can have a front row here.
Gopi.
Over here.
Where are Bhaskar? It's on left, is it?
Over here, you can have a
Deepak's one time, Napata, either. Houston. Now, Paula. All yours. Sir, you can come and join us. Bhaskar and Tree left. Sir, you can come and join us. My friend will take the pic. Somebody will take the pic.
Hey, our crowd, he'll take the picture. Nambi, come on. Ajay.
Come, Ajay, come. Stand in front of us. Come. Get the honor. Please. I'm not blocking anyone. Not at all. You're a tall man, so it's okay.
All right, let's do one more action picture on the count of 3, okay? Put your hands up and say NIT. All right?
NIT.
1, 2, 3.
NIT.
You can get a own video. People need to think about that.
Thank you, guys.
Mr. Raja. Great job. We have 2 CEOs in my batch. Okay, why aren't they part of the? The platform, we make it easier. I know. You should get whatever, 37,000 something like that. I have guys in my batch. Okay, he was one of the Facebook early employees. What are they doing? They should be part of all this, right? Where are those guys? 2,000.
Abhisha, ask them a question.
They're all here in the Bay Area.
Are they following Ecal page? LinkedIn. But they will be following a Wharton page or a Clemson page.
Oh, but see, I have my Opalites. Again, we're not very close with the guys. So I don't know what's happening. Yeah. Okay. I say to some of the guys,
Nice to have you here. Yeah.
Raja.